Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today for this Donorbox demo. My name is Jenna, and I'm the nonprofit advocate here at Donorbox. And again, I am joined today by Jimmy Wang, our product manager here at Donorbox. It's always so nice to have members of the team join me for these. So for those of you who are not familiar with Donorbox, we provide nonprofits with simple and effective tools to manage their online fundraising activities and connect with donors on a deeper level. We believe that nonprofits should not face technology barriers when helping others. This is a given. So to date, we have helped 50,000 organizations raise over $1 billion. To learn more, you can visit us on our site at donorbox.org. Now, before we dive in today, I do want to note that the session will be about 30 minutes long with plenty of time allotted at the end for Q&A. Please feel free to drop questions in the chat box throughout this presentation, and I will be behind the scenes marking those questions so that we can answer them at the end. And again, Sophie is behind the scenes helping out today. This session is being recorded, and all registrants will receive the link to the recording and the slide deck and all the resources we mentioned via email. Don't worry, we have got you covered there. We always do. And today I am so excited to introduce a feature that we just launched, Donorbox Events. Events has been one of the most awaited features of the year, and we're so excited to roll this out before fundraising event season for all of you. This is just the beginning of our event feature, and we can't wait to hear what you think and continue to build it to better fit your needs. So today's agenda, here's what we'll cover. Just a quick overview of fundraising events in general and how they'll help your mission. An overview of Donorbox events and all the wonderful things we have to offer within that. Then Jimmy will walk us through a live demo and bring us into the dashboard to see what all that good stuff looks like. We will also address some frequently asked questions that we've already anticipated folks will have. And then we'll dive into a live Q&A to answer any more questions that you may have about events. So I'm going to go ahead and check the chat one more time before we get started. Hello, everybody. Okay, well, before we jump in, I have a few poll questions for you. So these are going to be a little bit of rapid fire. So the first one is, how often do you host events? And I'm sharing that poll now. So go ahead and answer. Do you host them once a month or less, once a quarter, every 6 months, once a year, or something else? And if it's something else, feel free to drop it in the chat and I will keep an eye on that. And I'm seeing these results in real time, so thank you so much for participating in this. And as I expected so far, it's pretty spread across the board. We've got a little bit of everything kind of around the same range there. So with every 6 months actually heading the way just a little bit. So that is great to know. And I see some folks have answered other, so let me know in the chat what other means for you. Let's see, from Melissa, we host events all the time, but fundraising events only 1 to 2 times per year. Good to know. Thank you so much for that. Okay, thank you all for participating in that. Jimmy, interesting results there, I think. Pretty much what I expected, though, all across the board there, because every organization is different. So our next poll, and bear with me as I launch the next one. Here we go. How many tickets did you sell for your last event? Tried to capture some reasonable brackets here. If it is other, or if this doesn't apply to you, feel free to drop in the chat your thoughts here as well. And all this information just helps us build a better tool for you. So thank you for participating. Okay. Again, pretty spread across the board here, with the majority taken over from that 1 to 49 range. We got some people saying this will be their first ticketed event. That's so exciting. Let's see. Okay, thank you all for those responses. And one more for you. Really appreciate, again, your participation in this. So have you offered any sponsorship type events, sponsorship type tickets for these events? So feel free to answer that poll now. Jimmy, could you explain a little bit what you mean by that?
Yeah, sure. So sponsorship type of tickets, usually a company can buy X amount of tickets, and then sometimes up to the organization to give these out, or they have a select group of people waiting to be sponsored to go to these events, and these companies will buy the tickets, and then these group of people can get to go.
Thank you for that. And let me take a look at the poll responses. A lot of you had said yes, so that's great. And we have some people saying they would hope to do that in the future. So that's really encouraging. Wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for participating in these polls. Again, this just helps us build a better tool for you in the future. Really appreciate these insights. All right, let's dive into it. So now we're going to take a look at what fundraising events are all about and see how this incredible fundraising tool will help grow your organization. So the obvious question, why events? Well, events have proven time and time again to be really effective in growing the fundraising efforts of nonprofits or organizations everywhere. And some of the reasons why they're so useful, well, first of all, there are so many individuals who are looking for a cause they can back and support. And fundraising events are yet another avenue for them to donate and support your impactful mission, right? That's kind of a given. And then beyond just donating, an event provides a rare opportunity to engage with your supporters on a deeper level. By connecting with them individually, you're giving them an inside look at your organization, the impact it's making, and what they're supporting. So that's really important. And since events are often a fun and enjoyable time, it also gives you the ability to really engage with your current supporters and introduce new supporters to your cause and potentially see them become long-standing supporters of your mission. We all want this, right? And finally, events have shown to be a proven source of increasing the revenue of your organization, with many events helping fund entire projects. This really is an amazing tool for any nonprofit. So just as I like to give these claims, I always like to give some stats to back them up. So here are some of the statistics on fundraising events and how effective they can be. 82% of nonprofits host fundraising events to secure contributions and raise awareness for their causes. That's a big percentage. This just goes to show how well received and used fundraising events are. And I'm sure many of you are part of that 82%. And if you're not, you will be soon. And 56% of donors attend fundraising events. That's a pretty decent turnout, in my opinion. I think you would probably agree. And that's 50%, 56% of your donor base that gets a chance to engage with your cause further and deepen their commitment to your mission. This is incredible. And interestingly, for about 75% of fundraising events, ticket sales are the biggest source of revenue. This goes to show that a good ticketing strategy is definitely essential for a successful event. So, what kind of events can you host? Well, the answer is anything, really. Galas, dinners, luncheons, auctions, holiday parties, walkathons, runathons, readathons. Any type of a thon is really popular right now. Sporting events like a golf tournament, concerts, and so much more. This list can literally be endless, and you could even be the originator of a fun event that no one has ever done before. And if you've done some fun events in the past, feel free to drop them in the chat to inspire others. I would love to see that. So at the end of the day with events, the key factor is that you choose to run the events that you choose to run really attract the supporters and donors to your organization. And attract the people that you're looking to engage with. Johnny says, we run a film festival. That is awesome. Which film festival do you run, Johnny? I am very embedded in the film festival arena. Peer-to-peer events. Oh, yes. I could talk all day about peer-to-peer. Thank you for mentioning that. Our org hosts an annual cycling event called All for 100. I love that. Vancouver Island Short Film Festival. That's amazing. Recycling, a shred fundraiser, raising money for local homeless shelter. These are amazing, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing. And DIY workshops are very popular. Cornhole tournament. I am awful at cornhole. That sounds like so much fun, though. A barbecue event. These are all really great. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on. So I lost my slides here. Here we are. All right. So the moment you've all been waiting for, now that you've so graciously listened to me talk about how excited I am about events and how excited I am for you to start hosting events, I would like to present Donorbox Events, a great solution for your fundraising event needs. Events is a robust event ticketing solution for your fundraising events, providing you with a user-friendly event page to sell your tickets online. And here are some of the reasons why you should try it out. And Jimmy will highlight these some more during his demo. So we've made events very easy to create and use. This is so important to us to make everything we do easy to use. You can set up your page and start selling tickets to your event in just a matter of a minute, which is really, really, really great. And having seen the need for this, we've also included the ability to determine and create fair market and tax deductible values for each level of ticket that you sell for your event. We've also designed our events page to allow you to collect useful information from your attendees. These could range from finding out whether they prefer a vegetarian option at your gala dinner or getting key data on your donor base in general. This is a really great feature. And finally, our events pages also offer you an option to provide your donors with the opportunity to donate to your cause separate from your ticket price. This gives you another potential stream of revenue apart from your ticket sales. And this is just a taste of what Events offers. And since, again, we're at the beginning of this feature, we're constantly looking to optimize and make Events even better to suit the needs of your nonprofit. And with this, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Jimmy to walk us through how to get into your dashboard and create an events page and all of the good behind the scenes stuff that goes with it. So Jimmy, feel free to share your screen now.
Thank you, Jana. And thank you everyone for taking the time to attend this webinar today. So I'm going to share my screen now, and then we can all follow along.
And all I do want to know, if you want the screen to be bigger for you, go ahead and in the upper right-hand corner, there's an arrow pointing over this way, and you click that and it will close the chat so that your screen becomes bigger. All right, okay. I'm putting myself on mute. Jimmy, take it away.
So for those that do not have a Donorbox account yet, it's pretty easy to get started. Simply go to donorbox.org and then click on organization, sign up, and then answer a few questions about your organization, and then you can get started pretty quickly. And for the purpose of this demonstration, because we're going to be using some dummy data, we're going to be setting it up on our staging server called Donate Tools, but everything works just as well on donorbox.org, the official website and application for Donorbox. So to get started on events, you simply navigate to the left side. There'll be a new section called Events. And from there, we'll go ahead and click on New Event. So this demonstration, we're going to focus in 3 sections. We're going to show you how to create an event. We're going to demonstrate the checkout process from a ticket buyer's point of view, as well as what happens to all that data, all the transactions, and how you can view them on Donorbox. So I have prepared some template text that we can go ahead and copy paste it in for our event name and our event description. So we recently updated the editor so that you can do some heavy text formatting for your event description. We'll just keep it simple for now, but there are a lot of options. You can like insert images as well. And we're just gonna make this full width around the corner. So right now we can only process the currency of the transaction in US dollars, but we are working on it to expand into different currencies. You have the option to collect taxes. So in this example we'll collect 7%. And tax inclusive pricing is when the tax is already included in the price of the tickets. Now, this practice more common in European countries. So if this is something you do, you can go ahead and check that. And now we want to create different types of tickets. So for example, we have the general admission ticket, and the ticket price is $20. And you can say if you want the price of this ticket to be tax deductible. And if you do, you need to enter a fair market value. So you notice here we do have a little preview to tell the ticket buyers what kind of how the price is broken down in terms of the taxes they need to pay, what they actually pay for the price ticket, and the tax deductible. So we'll go ahead and add two more different ticket types. And this second ticket type will have a higher fair market value because more expensive and includes a free entry to any activity at our event. And a third ticket type for kids admission, and then we'll make it free. And then we'll also give the ticket buyer the option to make a separate donation as part of the purchase checkout flow. And then we'll also, for example, ask for additional information. So right now it's pretty basic. When we ask for additional information, they just fill out a simple text box. But in the future, we'll also ask for the ability that they can, and you can ask into specific questions that they must answer. And all these answers can be also ticket specific as well. So right now, when you buy, when when an attendee buys 5 tickets, it's all bought in one batch. But in the future, we'll have an option that you can assign individual's name to each ticket. We'll go ahead and create an event, and we can see what the event looks like. So as you can see, it's pretty simple to get started. And now I'm going to demonstrate checking out the checkout flow of buying a ticket. Let's assume we buy one of each ticket. And you can also see here, the ticket buyer will be able to see how much of the tax, how much amount of the ticket price is tax deductible. We'll put in no additional information. We'll put in some information, excuse me. And then we'll make a separate donation as well. Now the attendee will see a summary of all the costs breakdown. What's the total, the tax they have to pay, the donation amount they're making, and a grand total. And we'll use a dummy credit card. So after they pay, so right now, the payment processing that we do is done by Stripe, so credit card, and it will also be dependent on the address information of the attendee. So it will detect what other payment method will be available to them, but the most common method right now will be credit card and Stripe. In the future, we'll add an additional payment methods like PayPal as well. So they'll be presented with a receipt screen such as this one that summarizes all the purchase, as well as individual links to PDF files of individual tickets. All this information will also be emailed to the buyer So they'll get a receipt email as well as links to the individual PDF files of the tickets. So this concludes the process of buying a ticket. Now I'm going to show you what happens at the back end on your Donorbox, the events dashboard. So when you go to the details events page, you'll be able to see all the transactions that have been done from those who bought tickets to your event. You'll be able to see the transactions as well as the different tickets and the donations as well. So tickets and donations are tied to individual transactions. So you can click on a transaction and then you'll see any tickets that's attached to it. Could be 1, could be 2 or 3, depending on the amount they bought, as well as any donation amount they make. We'll also break it down into the tax collected, the tax deductible amount, and also the total amount. You'll also see information such as the fees as well as also the net amount. And it is also important to note that all these information, such as the supporter information, the information of the buyer, as well as the donation, if they do make any, will also be integrated as in the donation section of the Donorbox app and the supporter section of the Donorbox app. So all your information are gathered in one place and available to you. There will be also filters for you to filter it out based on campaigns. So if you just want to see supporters that have bought tickets before, you can filter it out as well. And I'll also quickly show you some examples of how people are using it. Donorbox events. So we have an event page here, an evening with Nicole Hannah Jones. As you can see, it's pretty simple. Add in an image, some events details, and put in the tickets price, and then also set up any tax deductible amount. And here's a second example, ultimate driving experience at Spring Ops. So this is our first release of events. There'll be plenty of more features coming through. And I can tell you, like, one of the tasks we're actively working on right now is exporting options as well as Salesforce integration, because we know the importance of data, and we want to give you the flexibility of exporting those data so that you can use it on your own tools or CRM. Okay. Yeah, and that concludes our demonstration of event ticketing. And I can answer some questions right now. Or do we want to go ahead, Jenna?
Let's plug on through, because I think we may answer some questions throughout the rest of the session before we get to the live Q&A. Okay. Thank you so much for that, Jimmy. I'm going to go ahead and reshare the slides here. So all we know that you want to continue to explore events in your own time, really take your time getting to learn the process, though it's very easy. So we wrote a step-by-step guide to creating an event on Donorbox that you can refer to. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the link to that blog now, and you can go ahead and click that in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Go ahead and favorite that so you can refer back to it when you need to. We also have a Zendesk article and some helpful items that I will include in the post-webinar emailer. So we've got you covered on all fronts there. Now, Jimmy touched on a few of these already. And let me close that little icon in my corner there. So as Jimmy mentioned, we have a lot of things to look forward to with events, and there are several more features coming in the future. So event page customization, to further customize your event page to suit your organization's branding, embedding the ticket form on your own website, exporting ticket transaction data, Salesforce integration. I saw a few questions about Salesforce there. We anticipated that. More currencies. So Tim, I know you asked about currencies. We will have more currencies in the future. A limited quality of tickets for sale, so you can cap it at a certain amount. And sponsorships. So those are just some of the things that you can look forward to, and we will continue to keep you updated on those. And we also anticipated some of these frequently asked questions. So we're going to jump into those before diving into the live Q&A. So, of course, naturally, you're thinking, what does Donorbox Events cost? So Donorbox Events is free to start. We charge no cost for you to sign up on a Donorbox and set up your event page. There is a nominal fee of 2.95% platform fee for using the feature alongside the processing fees of Stripe or PayPal. And how many ticket tiers can I create? You can create an unlimited number of ticket tiers, ticket levels based on your pricing structure. Each ticket level can be customized with a unique title, as you saw in the demo, a ticket description, and a price. You can also assign fair market value and tax deductible amount to the ticket price, as you just saw. And will the ticket be emailed instantly? Purchasers will receive the tickets immediately after their purchase, and they'll receive an email receipt, which will include a line stating the tax deductible amount, if any. So those are some of the questions that we anticipated. I know.
Yeah, it does seem like Jenna is frozen, so I'll answer any questions for now. Oh wait, I think she's back.
Okay.
Hi, Jenna. Okay,
Sorry
Jenna's
about
back.
that, guys. I invested in a new router yesterday. A little risky on my end. Where did we leave off, Jimmy? Where did I freeze?
I believe reaching us for any question through support.
Perfect. Well, that's a good place to leave off. Again, if you have any questions that we don't get to today, you can email us at support@donorbox.org, and we will be sending all of this to you via email tomorrow with that support email and some additional ways to reach out. All right, we have a bunch of questions, Jimmy. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so if you want to navigate over to your questions tab here, we will go ahead and start at the top. So actually, you know what? We'll start at the bottom. So Stacy asked, does it connect to Salesforce? That is coming in the future. Do you have anything to add to that, Jimmy?
It is one of our top priorities right now. We are actively working on Salesforce integration.
Thank you. And Beth asked, does it connect to QuickBooks Online?
Not right now, no.
Okay. Thank you for that. This is an interesting question from Kelly. Will you ever use altcoins such as Bitcoin in the future or Ethereum?
This is more of a business decision. I'm not business. Yeah, well, it is a business decision, but it affects the overall of Donorbox. So basically, it expands our payment methods and how donors can contribute to the organizations. I know it is actively being discussed, but we don't have anything concrete yet. And I think Jenna's frozen again, so I'll go through the question from top to bottom. And can we download this presentation? Yes, Jenna will make this presentation online after this webinar.
Hey there.
Oh, and Jenna's back.
Sorry, guys. I heard you. I'm hearing and seeing everything as I'm frozen, by the way. So thank you for that. And Jimmy, if you want to go ahead and tackle these, just in case I freeze up, that might be the best plan of attack here. Oh, you are on mute.
Oh, sure. Sorry, and I'll go through the list. And will you add an option for ticket purchaser to choose menu items? Not right now, but we are going to offer the feature where you can assign individual ticket names, attendee names to each ticket. So when you buy more than one ticket, you can assign different names to it, as well as any custom questions such as meal preference on those tickets.
Thank you.
And is there a way to cap the number of tickets you sell? Right now, no, but it is also something actively being worked on. So you can limit the quantity of tickets you sell, and one that's sold, it cannot be bought anymore. When it comes to custom formatting like logo, we do pull the organization logo from your Donorbox profile. And we are also working on additional customizations options for the events page, such as adding a background image, as well as receipt customization and then ticket customization, because we know each organizations want to display different types of data and up to their own preference. So those customizations are also coming.
Excellent.
And how many events can you run at the same time? There's no limit to the events that you want to share and create. Absolutely no limit to that as well. And I know there are questions asking if it's available in the country. So Donorbox events, anyone can use it anytime, anywhere. You just need to be aware of the fact that the currency of the transaction right now is in US dollars. So you may need to convert it to your local currency when you withdraw it, and there may be some processing fee connected to that, depending on your banking arrangements. What else? Do all tickets need to be taxed versus simply contributing in full? So that's up to you. That's the fair market value. So if you want to take the entire amount as a donation tax deductible, you simply don't need to add any fair market value on. And vice versa, if the entire amount is not tax deductible, then you need to report the full value as a fair market value. Can an event combine with a Donorbox peer-to-peer fundraiser? Right now, you can't. They are separate products, but it is something we're going to look into the future. And what else? I think those are the general questions I see.
Sure. Let me start up at the top to make sure we're not missing any of the big ones. Is there a $0 ticket option, Jimmy?
Yes, you can create tickets with 0 fees, and when it gets processed, we do not take a cut because it's simply 0. But if a buyer decides to make a separate donation in the same transaction, then there will be the 2.95% fee attached to it.
Excellent. Thank you. Is there an upper limit to the ticket tier?
No, there's no limits.
Wonderful. And what about adding video to the event description? Can you do that?
Let me double check.
I thought I saw that video icon there.
I'll double check right now. Yes, you can also insert a video.
That's what I thought. So Bernadette, make sure you log in and explore that description editor after this presentation. Play around with it and have fun. Let's see. Let's see. Rome, you said, I'm sorry I missed you answer the timeline question. What was the answer? Can you remind me what question you were asking right there in the chat? And we'll make sure we answer that for you. Can ticket purchases be made on a sliding scale?
Sliding scale. Could you elaborate what you mean by that? Sliding scale.
Thank you, E. If you could elaborate in the chat for us, that would be great. Will this ever have an online auction integration?
Online auction integration? Not right now. There's no plans to make an auction feature.
Thank you. And can you refund tickets?
Yes, we're adding the refund button and should be live before the end of next week.
Excellent. And Lloyd, yes, a ticket buyer can donate as well when purchasing a ticket. Just to answer that again for you. Let's see here. Thanks, guys. We have a lot of questions coming in, so thank you for bearing with us as we plug through. Is there a ticket taking experience, like scanning a QR code from a mobile device?
Not right now, but it is something we want to do as well. So we want to present an option for organizations to print off the list of attendees so that they can check off at the live event to see, who showed up, and then maybe if they have a gift bag they want to collect. So that's a feature we're also actively thinking about right now.
Thank you. And we're going to go back to that sliding scale question. We have some more info there. So the purchaser could choose the amount they want to pay when purchasing a ticket. Is that something?
So they can overpay for a ticket, or even if they wish to. And right now, no, we don't have a feature planned for that.
Thank you so much. And when will export of data to CSV be available?
The export option is right now we're being actively worked on, and to give a safe estimate, I want to say before the end of the month.
Perfect. Thank you. And from Zena, are tickets numbered, and will we get the numbers to the corresponding ticket purchase?
Yes, every individual ticket has its own number automatically generated, and that information is available in the transaction and the receipt.
Wonderful. What if we want to offer an option for some to register for the event, but bring checks to the event instead of purchasing online?
So those are offline transaction. It is something we want to do as well because it works similarly to offline donations, but right now we don't have an ETA on that.
Thank you so much. Let's see, from Rome, do you have a timeline for rolling out the new features? So those timelines will vary. Jimmy, can you give some roundabout answers there?
So I can tell you, such as exporting, Salesforce integration will be done before the end of this month. And we want to tackle for the next month or the next tasks up is limited quantities, currency, payment methods, as well as customization of receipts and tickets. And then there's also embedding the form on your website.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rome. I hope that was helpful there. And looping back into that question, I may have missed it. When can we expect a QR code?
QR code, it will be a third round of updates after that. So I want to say May.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And rapid fire for you today, Jimmy. Everybody seems to be really excited and curious about events.
Yeah.
So really appreciate these thoughtful questions and suggestions, you guys. This only helps us build the tool even better to suit your needs. I'm going to go ahead and start scrolling down from the top now and make sure that we haven't missed any big ones. If for some reason your question got buried from the beginning, feel free to drop it in the chat again. Is the 2.95% platform fee per ticket, Jimmy?
It's per transaction, so it'll be based on the whole sum amount.
Excellent. Thank you for that question, Kelly. And we are scrolling through here. Thank you all as we sort through all of these thoughtful questions here. I think we tackled a lot of these, especially from the top. Let's see.
So I think Jenna further again, but I'll go through really quick. And there's a question about assigning $50,000 as a ticket price. So right now, I believe our cap per ticket is $50,000, but we have no problems in increasing it, Jonathan. So I'll make a note of this and then contact our engineering team to increase it. And I'm curious, what is the price that you're interested in setting per ticket? If you can just write in chat, that'll be useful to know. And planning an event, so you want to offer discounted pricing and early bird purchase. So this is a scenario that we're aware of as well. So this update will go with the discount and promo codes you want to implement. Again, this won't be available at least until May. So it's quite further down the line, but it is something that we're aware of on our roadmap.
Hey guys, can you hear and see me again?
Yes,
I'm
Jenna's
so
back.
sorry
Welcome.
about that. So can receipts go to an account different than regular donations?
Receipts go to account different than regular donations. It depends on the email that they sign up with, and that's under when they go through the checkout process.
Okay, thank you so much. We've got a couple more minutes left for questions. Let's see here. We've got a response from Jonathan there in the chat, Jimmy.
Okay, got it.
So thank you for that information, Jonathan. Is it possible to add a Google map for the event location?
So the Google Map, there are some UI improvements that's also underway. Those are coming most likely in April. So date, time, as well as the location are the three big ones. And then also the image uploader for your banner or hero image. We want to make it easier for organizations when they set up a time using the date, time, and location UI so that people looking at those events page is localized on depending on their time zone where they are, so that it's more accurate. It more accurately reflects how time relates to them.
Thank you for that. And once an event is created and launched, can we make changes to pricing or add additional info?
Yes, you can.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, from Sheila, is the seller of the ticket broken down when sold by different board members?
The seller of the ticket broken down. So by the, could you elaborate that, Sheila?
Thank you, Sheila. And can we create ticket reminder emails before an event?
Not right now, no.
Thank you so much. And we do have a couple more questions about pricing. Jimmy, could you go ahead and elaborate on the pricing one more time for everybody, the processing and Stripe fees, the platform fees?
So the processing fee from Donorbox is 2.95%. And then there's a payment processing fee for Stripe, because right now we only offer Stripe as the payment method. And that depends on how, if you have any special setup with Stripe, but the usual rate is 2.2% starting out. But I know that if you let them know you're a nonprofit, you can get a better pricing with Stripe.
Thank you very much. And I think we have time for one more question, everyone. Again, if we somehow missed your question or we couldn't get to it today, do not fret. You can email us at support@donorbox.org. So one more from Sheila. She is elaborating here. Each board member is given 100 tickets to sell. How do we know how many each member actually sells?
So right now we don't track the quantity of the tickets being sold. When I say track the quantity, I mean like we don't offer the feature to have limited quantities of tickets to be sold. But it is something that we're going to be working on. But in your specific scenario, it does sound like you want to have different members of your organization selling different quantity of limited tickets. So it is a very niche scenario. It isn't something we have thought of. I'll tell you upfront, but we are working on a way to sell limited quantity of tickets, but not in your scenario. But it is interesting, and we'll definitely spend some more time thinking about it, because it does sound like peer-to-peer fundraising, but now it's peer-to-peer events.
Thank you very much for that. Okay, all, we have reached the top of our time here today. I want to thank you all again for your thoughtful questions, for being here today. If you have any more questions for us, you can reach out to us at support@donorbox.org. We are very prompt in responding there. I will also be sending the recording, the slide deck, the links and resources, and also to our frequently asked questions in an email tomorrow. So please keep an eye out for that so that you can get a hold of all those resources to help you get started. So I want you to remember that Events is free to start using today, and you can create an event page at any time in just a minute or two for any event, paid or free. If you're an existing Donorbox user, you can just log right into your account. And if you are not a Donorbox user yet, you can sign up for free and create a Donorbox account for free and explore events in the very same way. So I really encourage you to do that. This is truly an amazing tool that will help you streamline your fundraising events. And again, we have so many things to look forward to for the future to make it even better for you. So you will be redirected to the events landing page after the session. Again, feel free to explore and On behalf of everyone here at Donorbox, we want to thank you for all that you do for your community, all that you do for the people that you serve, the communities that you serve, and we are so proud to provide the tools and resources you need to help you help others. So thank you so much, everyone, and thanks, Jimmy, for being here today.
No problem. Thank you, Jana, and thank you everyone for attending. It's great to have you and see everyone here.
Absolutely. And again, keep an eye out for that follow-up email. Thanks all.